Joining me now for more on this is President of the Australia-Palestine Advocacy Network, Nasser Mashni. Nasser, welcome to the show. So let me start by asking about the sentiment coming out of the Palestinian community in Australia.
Well, thanks for the time, firstly, Lei. The sentiment is, one of relief. It's a palpable feeling of hope that the bloodletting, the revenge campaign that Israel has waged on 2.5 million captive civilians in the besieged Gaza Strip, that there's some hope that tomorrow might be a little bit better than today.
And do you think there will be less anti-Semitic incidents from here on in? That's an absurd question, Lei. It's an absurd question to ask me when we've got tens of thousands of Palestinians that are dead, that Israel may have stopped the bombing. It doesn't start till Sunday, but the infrastructure that's in place that has been destroyed by Israel, the arable land, the water systems, the hospital system, the lack of medicine, food, drinking water, will mean hundreds, if not thousands, more Palestinians will die. Hundreds, if not thousands, more Palestinians will die. The challenge we have in Australia is not just about anti-Semitism, it's about anti-Palestinian racism. The fact is that there is no power to anti-Palestinian racism. People can be anti-Palestinian racists, say what they want about our movement, say what they want about me and anyone that supports justice for the Palestinians, and there are no repercussions. With respect to anti-Semitism, there is a massive power imbalance. Here's another absurd question.
It is abhorrent.
What
It's
actions of
that anti-Semitism is on the rise.
Have we seen in Australia?
It's abhorrent. Lei, it's abhorrent. The burning of the synagogue, which I've condemned.
Okay, here's another absurd question.
That has been used
what are the anti-Palestinian actions that we've seen in Australia?
What we need is the government to speak equally to our community, to speak up loudly and forcefully about the genocide that is happening in Gaza. Israel has played this a really sickening game of creating a synonym of Israel and Judaism. Not all Jews are Zionists, and most Zionists are not Jewish. Judaism is a religion, the political ideology that sees Jewish supremacism.
If we want to speak equally, does that mean supporting a two-state solution?
Is abhorrent. I support a solution that sees everybody equal, and that's a one-state solution.
Two-state solution?
A one-state solution. No, two-state solution doesn't account for refugees to go back.
Why does not Israel have the right to exist?
Israel is an apartheid genocidal regime, and no state.
What can we do in Australia to move past these generations of hatred and of distrust and pain?
Well, Australia as a middle power can take a leadership role as a member of the G20 AUKUS Five Eyes. It can take a leadership role and treat Israel as the pariah it is, as we've done with Russia. We should be speaking about expelling the ambassador. We saw an Australian citizen perhaps executed by the Russians, and we're talking about expelling the Russian ambassador. This was a man who went to fight for a foreign country. Zomi Francon, an aid worker,
we're talking about Palestine,
was assassinated by Israel. Zomi Francon was assassinated in Palestine. She was murdered in Palestine. Yet we never spoke about sending the Israeli ambassador away. This is the hypocrisy we're talking about. Now, coming back to Israel, creating a synonym or a sameness between the word Israel and Judaism, that's anti-Semitic. All Jews, all Jews are not Israel.
Ceasefire will
Israel
hold?
is not all Jews. I'm very, very hopeful.
Do you think the ceasefire will hold?
It's the start. I'm hopeful it will. And I'm very hopeful that it becomes the start of an international campaign of the international world taking responsibility for what they did, which was to impose Israel on the Palestinians in 1948. We need to remember Palestine was there. Israel came to us. It wasn't the other way around.
So what can we do at a grassroots level, finally, very quickly, as Australians?
Absolutely, at a grassroots level, we'd encourage people to look up BDS, the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions Movement, to choose to purchase products that don't support, that are not complicit in the apartheid and genocide of Palestinians. The BDS Australia, BDS.net,
look up those resources and support the Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions campaign, because we should all be working towards a country, a Palestine that's decolonised and is free from the river to the sea for all of Abraham's children. Everyone should be free, not just Zionists.
Thank you, Nasser. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lei.
Nasser Mashni, President of the Australia-Palestine Advocacy Network. Moving on, several of the cabinet picks of US President-elect